Think about it for a second. When was the absolute last time you physically felt your money leaving your hands? I mean, not just tapping a piece of plastic, not double-clicking that side button on your phone. I'm talking about truly, physically parting with it, watching it leave your possession. It's kind of becoming a rare sensation, isn't it? Well, there's a reason for that, and it is entirely by design.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're dissecting something that affects every single one of us, every single day. And honestly, mostly without us even realizing it. We're looking at some fascinating and, frankly, somewhat unsettling research from the invisible toll on how modern payment systems are literally rewiring our financial brains. Okay, let's dive into this. Because modern companies, they're no longer just competing on price or quality. They are competing on sheer invisibility.
Part 1. The death of friction. So to understand exactly where we are right now, we have to look back at how spending used to actually feel. For decades, spending physical cash carried an immense amount of what psychologists call friction, right? You literally watched the money leave your wallet. The act of spending felt incredibly real. It actually hurt a little. But digital systems, they completely remove what behavioral economists call the emotional pain of paying. And the correlation here is crystal clear. When payment feels less tangible, we just spend more. In fact, behavioral studies suggest people are willing to spend up to 100% more when using a credit card compared to cash. 100%. And mobile wallets, they just amplify that. Credit cards kicked off this whole trend of weakening our spending awareness, but modern digital payments have pretty much wiped that awareness out completely.
Which brings us to part 2, escaping the pain of paying. Companies quickly figured out that to maximize your spending, they didn't actually need to make their products better. Nope, they just needed to make the transaction itself disappear. So we get subscriptions.
Auto-renewals.
One-click checkout. It happens literally in the blink of an eye. You don't even have time to process that a transaction just happened.
It is just a complete barrage of frictionless traps. We're talking about stored payment methods, mobile wallets, contactless payments, free trials that just quietly roll over, super complex recurring billing systems, and of course, the massive explosion of buy now, pay later options. Every single one of these tools is a mechanism intentionally designed around one core business model: reducing friction. They take all the hesitation right out of the equation, making it honestly easier to accidentally finance a brand new TV than it is to cancel your gym membership.
Part 3. Designing the invisible checkout.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how systematically your hesitation is eradicated through modern UX design. Look at how this gets built into the interfaces we're tapping on every single day. Step 1, fewer checkout steps. Think Amazon's one-click checkout. Step 2, default opt-ins, where the box to subscribe is already conveniently checked for you. Step 3, instant confirmation, so you get that quick dopamine hit of the purchase immediately. Step 4, automatic renewals just humming along in the background. And the absolute kicker, Step 5, hidden cancellation menus. They make it incredibly easy to start spending and deliberately complex to stop.
Researchers actually have a name for this whole phenomenon: frictionless consumption. And the goal is incredibly simple but highly, highly effective. Reduce the amount of thinking between your desire for a product and the actual purchase. Because the easier spending becomes, the less intentional your spending becomes. You just stop evaluating decisions consciously, and you basically let the algorithm do the spending for you.
Part 4, the convenience trap.
See, when we prioritize ultimate speed, there's a serious fallout. We end up optimizing for convenience instead of awareness. And the result? Our brains just no longer process these purchases as significant losses. It creates this really dangerous psychological effect where small recurring payments become completely mentally invisible. Companies are absolutely reaping the benefits of forgotten subscriptions, passive renewals, and layered recurring charges. Because these payments are distributed across dozens of tiny automated transactions, the vast majority of us severely underestimate how much we're actually spending. I mean, think about it right now. How many streaming services are you paying for at this exact moment that you haven't even opened in a month?
And this brilliantly illustrates how we're essentially surrounded. The average consumer is operating inside a massive web of invisible financial systems that are just running constantly in the background. Streaming services quietly renew. Your apps charge you automatically. Your cloud storage expands and bills you silently the second you run out of space. Food delivery apps accumulate invisible fees right under your nose. Digital purchases feel totally abstract instead of physical. And over time, this pure convenience literally changes human behavior.
Part 5. The ideal customer. This is where we peel back the final layer of modern corporate design, because the ultimate result here isn't just that you overspend. No, it's much deeper than that. The result is a profound psychological disconnection from money itself.
Take a second and think about your own accounts. How many people do you know, actually maybe even yourself, who no longer remember exactly what subscriptions they have, who don't know when their free trials are ending, who have absolutely no idea how many recurring payments exist in their name right now, or how much this ultimate convenience is costing them every single year?
Because modern companies understand one critical, undeniable truth about consumer psychology. The ideal customer is not someone who loves spending. The ideal customer is someone who stops noticing.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you to look at your own screen, your own digital wallet, and your own automated life. Look at the frictionless world built all around you and ask yourself, what have you stopped noticing?